My grandfather was and my grandmother were hard workers, and I think seeing that gave me a work ethic. One thing I did was growing up, all of us, we would again because of the economic situation, we didn't have money. We used to work uh, all kinds of jobs. I think maybe at the age of about 8 years old when I actually started making money, and it's not that much money. It's the word money, but in those days, when you bought soda, you had to pay a deposit, and a lot of people wouldn't return them, and so we would go around and find soda bottles, take them back to to the store, make money on those. We used to pick up pecans, as they say in the South, and we get paid for that. I used to work in the cotton fields, the peanut fields for 10 hours a day in the hot sun. Used to mow people's lawns, uh, cultivate their flower beds. I recall my friends, they weren't that thrilled about working. I used to be sort of the leader of the group, and I would force them to come with me. And well, we also would pick up wild blackberries, and we would sell those. So we did a lot of work. My grandfather was a force. He was a force, and I think that a lot of the occasions were and secretly afraid of him because he was outspoken, and if something happened, he would, from a physical standpoint, uh, he wouldn't hesitate to defend himself. He grew up with the governor of Alabama, and every now and then he would they would put him in jail for some reason, uh, and he would get word to the governor, and they would release him immediately. My grandfather was something else. I know that the police chief was obviously afraid of him, and they decided they were going to get rid of him, and they captured him, and they took him to the river where they intended to drown him. Uh, there was some other white people who had a lot of respect for my grandfather, and some of these guys were some pretty tough guys, and one of them had gotten word about what they intended to do to my grandfather, and he went down uh, to the river, and he used a ruse. Oh yeah, he said it's about time this happened. He said this end. It been causing problems, and And he went on and on. Sort of got their confidence that he was in favor of what they were doing. And then he pulled out two guns and rescued my grandfather. My grandmother was a very, very quiet person. She didn't talk a lot. She was a hard worker, but she had this still disposition, sort of hidden. Because I remember that my grandfather once threatened that he was gonna shoot her, and she got his shotgun, and she summarily dismantled his shotgun. So she was quiet, but you could see inside how tough she was. My uncle uh, was a truck driver. I think one of the first black truck drivers in our area or in Alabama, because that was a desirable job, well paying, and he and his girlfriend had plans for a date, and a Caucasian that she worked for wanted her to work for him that night. When somebody wanted you to do something and they were white and you were black, you did it. But she said she told him that she wouldn't do it, and that she had plans, and he slapped her. And my uncle took him out. He he knocked him down, and so they got what is called a mob together with the intent of capturing him and killing him. So my my uncle stayed away for a couple of days, and I remember him very clearly. He came home. He had two pistols on the dresser, and he said, "I'm not running from anyone." I'm sure there was more to it, but and my grandfather with his reputation, that was the end of it.